Hello everyone and welcome back to Design by Committee, episode 2 of our 10-part series where I let you, the internet, decide and design our game prototype thing that we're building. What we've done is we've taken all the comments from everyone, printed them out, put them into slips of paper and put them in this bowl. And I'm going to draw one at random and try to figure out how to stitch together with what we've currently got from the first episode. So, yeah, let's have it. Let's take a look at what we're working on today. This is completely random. I've no idea what we're gonna get. It could be something that I don't know how to do. It could be something that maybe just absolute nuts and how to fit it in with what we currently got. Let's pick one like that. Okay, we got one. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So, I'll need to look this up because I've never seen this game before. But this is from Cryogenic Games, and we want to be working in something that is in the play-doh style, like the Neverhood. Right, first of all, I need to look up what Neverhood actually looks like because I've never played that game. And a lot of this I don't know how we're going to do. Oh Christ! Okay, so right. Okay. We'll put an image up on the screen of what we got to try and do. So a game like this looks like it was made with scanned actual 3D model, like plasticine models. So I have no idea how we're going to do this. Okay, sure, we'll figure something out. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's jump in. So the first episode we made this shooting mechanic with this gun to do these sort of crosshairs dynamically moving. So I'm thinking we'll make the gun look like Play-Doh. So what I need to do is get hold of that gun model. So let's go ahead and find that. So prototype weapon, and it's a pistol, wasn't it? Where's the pistol? Sniper rifle, shotgun, rocket launcher, pistol. There you go. So I want to be able to sculpt and change this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to a static mesh first. Yeah, and then we'll edit it with the modeling tools, I think. So let's take that in here. So I'm going to go to make static mesh. We'll just chuck it into the game folder here. New folder, meshes. And we'll call this one SM pistol. Okay. Right, let's drag out SM pistol and see what we can do here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make this larger to work with. So I can always scale it down later. And go to modeling mode. And as I said, we're going to probably be doing a lot of deformations to it. So a big thing with this Play-Doh sort of style is going to lose a lot of the detail and the textures. So I think we need to replace the textures as well. And get rid of all these like fine little details and grooves and things. And then we can go ahead with that. So let's first of all break this down into different sections. I think I want to break it down in like Play-Doh style with different colors of each one. So we've got black, orange, and white essentially. Okay, so let's try and break that down. So I'm going to go to attributes, and I need to generate polygroups based upon that. So I need to make polygroups from this. So we've got to generate polygroups, and that's not a bad start with the automatic generation. It's a little bit more work than I want it to, because I've got to select these in a minute and change them to different materials, which will be a pain if there's lots of them. So let's see what the different generation modes will happen. So let's go to find quads. See, that looks like it might be a bit easier to work with, maybe less so for these little fiddly parts. Material IDs, Not bad. We have got a few others in here that are not in the thing, like this band over here will need to be orange. We've got black bits here need to be separated again. Not too bad. UV islands, very similar. Hard normal surface seams. That's not too bad. That might be the best thing to do. The hard normal surface seams. We kind of like that one. Just let's check out the others. Connected tries. Same sort of thing as the other one. Nearest point. That's not too bad. But I think I like the other one better. And then copy from layer is not what we want. So I think hard normal surface seams look like the best option for us. Okay, I think we'll make do with this. So I'm gonna hit accept, and we've now got it separated into different things. So now I want to make different materials to assign to this thing too, and these would be our play-doh materials. So let's do play-doh, and I'm just going to create a master one, and then I'll make children ones for different colors. So let's go ahead and edit this one like this, and the base color is going to be a parameter. So I'm going to create a color, convert the parameter, we'll give it color, and we'll default it to white. Put that in there. Okay, now to get that Play-Doh look, we want it to be matte. So not very specular at all. You still want maybe a bit of specular on it. So I'm going to bring it down to 0.1 maybe. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. So you want that matte sort of finish to it, so it doesn't look too shiny. If you up the specular to 1, for example, you're going to get a bit more of a shiny thing where light's going to bounce off it. Yeah, which is not exactly what we want. So let's bring that specular down to 0.2. Roughness up as well. We're going to put that 0.8. Yeah, that's not too bad. And we get this. We want that sort of Play-Doh sort of feel to it. The actual bumps and ridges from that we'll probably get from a normal map. So let's take a look at what normal maps we have available to us. So I'm going to add a texture sample, and I want to look for a normal map. So I can use anything I want really. It doesn't have to be an actual normal map. I can use a noise if I wanted to. Because basically a noise is a height map, and there's a node you can use to convert from height map to normal map. So if I were to go and maybe this one, I don't know, probably just one channel. So RGB. This one has 3 channels on it, so it's all multicolored. So this has actually just got 1 channel on it. And if I put that into normal map there, we probably want to do the height normal. Normal from height map. Do that. Oh, I need to make a texture. So this is a texture object 2D, texture 2D. So when you make a texture sample, right click on it, you need to convert to texture object, and then you can plug it into there. I'll let you do that, and then we put that in there. So now we can give it the normal map we want. So let's put some noise in here. Let's actually just pick this one. I saw this one as well. That actually might look okay. Okay, not too bad. The normal map intensity here we're going to increase. So let's put that in there as a scalar. S means scalar. So if I put that down as like maybe 4. Kind of. Coordinates. There's UV coordinates here. I'm going to tile it, I think. So let's add a UV node. So texture coordinate. Chuck that in there. And we're going to tile it by 5. That's looking better. See how we get this little textured look to it? Yeah, it's not looking too bad, that. Okay. We'll apply that for now. And then we're going to make our instances of this. So you're going to right click, create material instance, Play-Doh, and we want white. Create another one. Orange. And we want another one for black. I don't want to do too many colors. We could do probably grey for this bit. But I'm going to try and keep it as little colours as possible to get that sort of Play-Doh look. Go back to my reference images. You can see they're pretty like single coloured. So the walls are one colour, the frame is one colour. It's pretty blocked out. I use the shadows to get that sort of variance. So that's white done. Let's go to orange. Let's go into our colour here. And we're going to try and get the same sort of orange we've got there. So I'm just going to manipulate. I don't think I can. Oh, there you go. Perfect. We use the eyedropper. We'll click on that. And that is our Play-Doh ball. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to go to black. And again, turn it on. Pick it. And then pick black there. We get that sort of Play-Doh black looking thing. Okay, so as I said, we're going to lose a lot of the details because of the way just how Play-Doh works, but we're going to try and our best to match what we've got color-wise here. So like basically if you squint your eyes, what we're going to try and do here. So I'll need it to assign different materials for different parts of this thing. So on the attribute section on the material editor, you can go to edit materials. And what we should do now is, we've created the polygroups. We now need to create the different layers of polygroups. But first of all, active material is pistol version instance 1. We're going to change that to our new one. So let's go to white. There's our white Play-Doh looking thing. And we're going to assign active material to that there. So click the assign active material. Okay, so now I need to create a new material section. So let's start off with this orange banding that was here. I should have kept the original gun up so I could see what the hell we're doing here, but it's okay. We'll eyeball it. So I need to select these parts, but I don't want to select obviously all of this. So let's bring that brush down a size. This is why it's better to make it a bit bigger when you're modeling it. Hit F to focus on it to make my life a little bit easier. And do that. I'm going to hold down Alt and left click to gimbal around it. Make sure life a little bit easier. We can just select. Hold down Shift to deselect. Like that. And usually when I'm modeling, I like to turn the camera speed a bit down too. I'm going to find where it is because they keep moving stuff around. I don't know where to do it. Where are you? Camera speed. There we go. There we go. Let's do by UV Island. Not UV Island, by polygroup would be better. All in group, that'd be easier. Yeah, we'll do that. That'd be fine. We'll just figure that out. Separate it later. So I separated the polygroups and didn't make use of it. I should do that. So I think that was orange as well. We'll just do that. Make life a bit easier for ourselves. This probably leave white, I think. Yeah, we'll leave that bit white. There's all this front section. I think this bit was actually white, this part here. So if I deselect that there. That bit was orange, I believe. Yeah, okay. So that bit there, this bit here was orange, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new material. So I'm going to go add new material. I'm going to give it the orange one. Ooh. And I then make sure I've got to change the active material drop down to Play-Doh orange. And then I click assign active materials. Okay. Okay. So next up, let me get reference of the original weapon. One sec. Let's go and get the prototype weapon. And I'm just going to put this on the other screen for a second while I got it. So yeah, I've got that bit right. That's orange. Okay. The other bit that's orange is the trigger, and then the grip is black. So I'll put it on the other screen for a second whilst working on it. So yeah, let's select the edit materials. We're going to go all in group, click on the trigger, and it's this bit as well. Make sure it's got all that. Choose the orange one, assign active materials. Cool. Now we're going to do the black one. So materials, going to add a new one. That'll be our play-doh black. And I'm going to select the parts of the gun now that match that there. So that's black. That's black. That's black. That's all black there. Yeah. This bit's white here. The trigger guard, though, that's black. And this little bit here is black there. Okay. Now, there is a little black band on the gun here, but for now, I'm going to leave it off. Second. We'll do the I don't know anything about guns. So this bit here, the what's it called? Is it called the sheath? I don't know. And we'll do the hammer part as well. Okay, so all those bits will make black. So again, change it to the black one, and then assign active materials. And there is our play-doh material gun. Okay, so at the moment, it's not too bad. It looks a bit too, like, clean. Like, the edges are too clean. Needs to be roughed up a little bit. I think I'll increase the normal map to it a little bit, but we may get away with a few more edits with the natural tools that we have in modeling here. So let's go to the model deform and go to, I think, dynamic sculpt is what we're going to be doing, because we want to basically edit the number of vertices we have available to us. This is quite a low polygon, and I want to mess about and just break things a little bit. So we're going to roughen this up. So I'm going to go to brush type, and let's try doing what would be a good one to do? Maybe a smooth a little bit. We'll bring the size way down, like that. Smoothing strength will up a little bit there. And let's see what that looks like. So what dynamic sculpting is going to do is it's going to add vertices as you paint. So if I go along the edges here, oh, I think the smoothing is too powerful. Let's bring that way down. Why is that not doing that? Preserve UV flow. That's really deforming. It shouldn't be doing that much. Maybe let's resample it first, because it is very low poly. So let's go to mesh, and we're going to do remesh. Okay, and hit accept. And already it's going to be a little bit nicer as well by the looks of it. But now let's go into the dynamic sculpt now. I'm actually going to do is move instead of smoothing. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Just like how real Play-Doh is sculpted by hand, you want to do the same to your models, I guess, here. Like you're very rarely going to have a very flat edge, or geometric edge at least, because, you know, you're human. You're going to make mistakes. So I'm just messing it up a little bit. This will also help with the normal map effect to it somewhat. Let's sort this bit out. this may mess up some of the material maskings, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I like the idea that if you're holding the gun as well, like it will deform slightly based upon your grip. So we're going, it's made of play-doh. So let's just do like little finger indents here. It's quite fun. Okay. I'm just tapping the mouse and dragging it a little bit, just to add a little deformation to it, rough it up. Anything sort of crazy about it. Right, accept that. Okay, not looking too bad. Still got these hard edges here, normals. So it's probably the normal of the actual shape. We can actually soften these up a little bit too, using attributes. We can edit normals. We can recompute the normals. Let's try and accept that. Let's, I don't know. Normals. Recompute normals. We'll do face group ID, maybe. Oh, no, look, per triangle, per vertex. No. Face normal threshold, we'll do that. That's a bit better. You look more squidgy. There we go. I probably want to inflate this part of it because I want it to look like it's been like layered on. Someone's got a bit of play-doh and draped it over, maybe. So let's try and do that. I'm going to go to model mode, polygroup edit. I'm going to select that polygroup. Okay. And I'm going to extrude it. Oh, and I don't want to extrude like what it's doing now. Yeah, I want to extrude it in the selected triangle normals. Ugh. There you go. Let's not that big. Do that there. There we go. So I might need just to add these new pieces here to that material ID. So let's go to, again, attributes. We're going to go to edit materials. And we'll select all in group. That. And select this. Okay. Yep. And then we're going to assign it the orange one. There we go. We've got the orange material now. I'll leave it. Okay. So that is our Play-Doh gun. And if you obviously want to do this a whole game, you could do. You just need to. Oh, I didn't do the back end of that. Didn't I have it selected? Oh wait, no. What's going on? It didn't select it. Hang on. I thought it did. Hold on. We might add grey and a bit of variety in there. Attributes, edit materials, select group. Oh, it didn't select that bit. Okay. Right, we need to generate the groups again on that. So generate polygroups. Hard normal surface seams. See, so it's treating these as individual seams now. So let's see if we can do another mode to get that on its own. Till ID, no. No. Okay, we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. So, oh. Cancel. Edit materials. And okay, it's got that selected there. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yep. Okay, and go to orange. Assign active material. Okay. Accept. There we go. Yeah, let's add a grade to it whilst we're here. Game. Meshes. We'll make another one. Gray. And we'll pick color. Go about there. And I'm going to assign that to this part here. I think. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to add another material to it. We'll choose the grey one. Give it a grey. Assign active material. Not too bad. If you like that sort of style of play-doh-y, it's not too bad. So let me go back to the reference image we got here. So we've got a far greater detailing on the normal map going on. So let's see what we can do with that to get that a bit more pronounced, to get that greater affected in there. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the parent of the material here. Okay, and over here we've got the normal map intensity here. We're going to change that from 4, let's change it to 10. Okay, not too bad. Always best to check, see how it looks on the actual model. Better. Let's try that at something extreme. Let's do 50. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, you could also use a displacement, I guess, if you wanted to. It does look a bit weird now, doesn't it? So, I might try smoothing the edges down, even. A little bit. So if I go to deform, dynamic sculpt, smooth. Drag that along there. I have to increase the smoothing strength a bit. The hammer's broken a lot, but I can fix that manually. And it looks really rubbish like that. I feel like this grey part needs to be like sunken in a bit more. Like everything just needs to feel a bit more like bulky because it's Play-Doh. So if I go polygroup edit, select that, and let's bring that in a little bit. Be this one. Oh, turn off snaps first would help. Where's the snaps on this thing? Snap scale. I had the wrong one selected. We go there. I think scaling is not the issue. We need to extrude it in, don't we? So let's step that in. I'm going to change that from location. Bring that in like there. Accept that. Yeah, I think that'd be better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that normal map looks crazy. I think we're going to bring that down a bit. Let's bring it down to like back to 10. That's a bit better. So yeah, let's put that into the player's hands now and see how that behaves. So let's go to our character gun here. And then open editor. And in the viewport, I want to change it to use that static mesh. And at the moment, this is a skeletal mesh. If I want to turn it from static mesh to skeletal mesh, we can do that actually with the newest versions of Unreal because there's a skeletal editor mode. I don't think I've got the plugin turned on. Oh no, it is. Sweet. So yeah, if we go open up this. No, sorry, open that. I'm gonna go to it in the folder. Right click on it. Convert to skeletal mesh. Yep. And there's my skeletal mesh version. Okay. And then go back to my gun and set that to the skeletal mesh version. So now I've got a little play-doh gun. So best we could do in the situation we got. But that was an interesting one to solve. They can't say I've ever done that before. But that's usually like where I think I would look at going. Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and thank you, Cryogenic Games, for your Play-Doh suggestion for the project. Honestly, it was an interesting experiment to try and figure out. Yeah, it's great. If you have any more suggestions, please leave a comment below about other suggestions for future design mechanics to be added to the bowl. Our bowl is pretty full, but we can always fit more in there. Yeah, look forward to the next episode where we pick another one from our bowl here. See you next time. Bye.